Hey guys, today I want to talk about the slight mistake that I made when I tried to power feed these baby guppies in this 10-gallon dirted tank for the last couple days. Um, it just caused a explosion of algae. Algae is not a bad thing, but it's just not aesthetically pleasing, I guess. So Um, it actually looked a lot worse um, than its current state. I had to pull a lot of algae. There's all the algae that I pulled out, hair algae, and there's hair algae all over the guppy grass. Just an insane amount. So I'm trying to. So what I think I'm gonna do is move these guys out and put them in the breeder box. I think it's just more efficient to grow them out in a separate container that is bare bottom. And this way it's easier to just take out the waste. And it's practical to power feed baby guppies or any fry in a dirted tank. And then for now, I have a bristlenose in here. So, but I only put them in a few days ago, so it's going to take some time for them to get adjusted. Bristlenose will help with the algae on the glass. I also did add a nearite snail from one of my other tanks. I believe this one's a male. If it's female, it leaves a lot of eggs, and just to warn you, the eggs from nearite snails, they're they're impossible to get off. I have some driftwood that has tons of nearite eggs, and nothing will get them off. So, yeah, it's good to kind of test them out. But I believe this one's a male, so we'll see. If it leaves eggs, then I'll have to take them out or take her out. So, I also made some changes. I added the duckweed back into this tank. This tank gets tons of sunlight. I mean, not sunlight. I leave the light on this tank for probably 12 hours a day, and without the duckweed, it was just making the algae out of control. With the power feeding and the excessive light. So with duckweed, I actually love duckweed, but with duckweed, it blocks some of this light, and it will do the heavy lifting on pulling out all the excessive nutrients. Duckweed just grows extremely fast. So it's just something. Some people hate it. The one thing I will say about duckweed is that it's better in a sponge filtered tank than a hang on the back filter. So this one, as you can see, if I didn't have this portal installed, the duckweed would just keep getting into the filter waterfall, and then it would just keep coming down here and then just getting all over the plants. So what I did was I just took one of these, one of my airline tubes, and just made a little loop, and in order to keep it in place, have a mini heater in the tank, and I just put the cord into it so that it would just kind of hold it in place. So at least for now, it kind of keeps the duckweed out. I feel like the airline tubing isn't as good as the ones that I've been using for in my guppy tubs. For those, I had used a irrigation dripper tube. So those are a little bit thicker. So I feel like it holds the duckweed out better. They also sell half-inch irrigation tubes, at your local Home Depot, and you could use that. That's probably even better. But it's what I had laying around the house, so that's what I'm using for now. So yeah, that's duckweed. That's some of the benefits of duckweed. I also feed it to some of my fish. Cichlids will eat it. Goldfish will definitely eat it. Um, if you have turtles, turtles will eat it too. So, yep. So yeah, I'm gonna move. I think I've been power feeding my albino full red guppy fry. So I think they're big enough to put back with their parents. So I'll go ahead and move those next. So here's the breeder box, the Fluvo breeder box. It's been working really well for me. Take off the top here. So I have some duckweed in here, and I put some, it makes them feel more comfortable because the fry feels like they have somewhere to hide. And I also put, same thing with the Java moss, put that in there. It's really helped them. And I've been power feeding these guys, they're starting to show their color, and I think they're big enough to add back with their parents and not be eaten. I did put in some almond leaves, and yeah. So I think it's definitely easier to power feed fry in these boxes. You can you see all the waste at the bottom. I also have some snails in here to help eat some of the excessive food that they don't finish. But yeah, with a bare bottom tank or breeder box, it's just easier to take out all the waste. I have actually, let me grab the turkey baster. Yeah, so I have just a regular turkey baster on the right, and then the one on the left is a Fluval, I guess, baster, and it's a little bit smaller. I actually like it. It feels like you have a slightly better control, I guess, than the regular turkey baster. But yeah, either one works fine. I like using this one. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and take out some of this waste. As you can see, it's real easy. You can just oops, and then I'll just put it in a container. Oops, sorry, I'm doing this. Yeah, I like putting it in a container because it allows me to, double check and make sure that I didn't suck up any fry. So that's definitely helpful. Yeah, it's just having a breeder box is also beneficial. That the fry doesn't have to swim a great distance to get to the food. So it just makes things a lot more efficient for them and for yourself. Okay, I completed taking out as much of the waste as possible. And then here's what I removed. So I can just go ahead and check this to make sure there's no fry in there. And I didn't see any, so we're good. Another tip that I'd give is, I've noticed that Java moss grows really well in these breeder boxes. I think it's because of the water flow, the constant water flow. But yeah, it's one of the ways that I grow out my Java moss. So I'll go ahead and start moving these guys back in with their parents so I can put the other fry in here. Alright, let's see if I can do this with one hand. This is probably the biggest one right here. That one. Oop, I don't want the Java moss. Oh, it's okay. And it's in there. Okay. So should be 6. Number 2. Oh. Number 2 is in. Let's see, where are you? Get 2 at once. Yes. And there's 3 and 4. Oh, did I miss the other guy? What is he? Oh, I did miss him. Oh, this guy's fast. Oh boy, that's tough to catch. Come on. There we go. Land. Alright. Should be 4 in there now. Okay, and then there's just 2 on this side. Let's see. 1. And 1 more. Alright, let's see if we got all 6. hard to see. 1, 2, 4, 6. Yep, all 6. Nobody else in there? Yep. Alright. Okay, here's the 40-gallon breeder that the parents are in. That I'm going to add the fry into, or back into. You know, the temperature of the two, of the breeder box and this tank should be about the same. They're in the same room, and so I don't think I need to acclimate them. So I will go ahead and just add them in. So just put a little bit of the water at a time first. It's kind of like getting into a swimming pool. You don't want to just jump right on in, and get shocked. Just let some of the water in a little bit slowly. And it should be good. There we go. There we go. There's a good shot of the parents. On this side. The fry looks to be doing fine. Alright. Time to move the other baby guppies. Alright, this one might be a little bit more difficult with all this duckweed. Let me get some water first. Oh, should be good. Alright, I'm not sure exactly how many are in here. I think there's 7 or 8. Try to get some. Yeah, the negative of having all these plants is, you know, it's good for them to have hiding spots, but then it's difficult for me to try to catch them. Alright, I had to pause the video because it took me 24 hours later. I only caught all the fry, or at least I think I caught all the fry. It's about 9 of them. You know, just difficult with all this duckweed and plants. But I'll go ahead and move them over and check back on this tank to see if I missed any. Okay, back at the fry box. And I'll go ahead and put them in. See that the fry box is overflowing, so I need to fix that first. Why the duckweed is getting jammed on the outflow. Okay, go ahead and put all these baby guppies into the breeder box. we go. Oh, there was one left behind in here. Get him in. Try to do this while filming. Alright, should be 9 in here. Alright, there you have it. They're all moved. So I'll start power feeding these guys and grow them out as fast as possible, and then I can put them back with their parents. Alright, thanks for watching.